Alright, I'm out in Cle Elum at Suncadia at the Swim and Fitness Center. This project doesn't have a job number yet, but we're going to call it Suncadia Multiple Lots. I'm going to show you 3 different areas today. This one in particular is the fitness center. He wants a price to overlay the entire parking lot and then put back the striping. He also wants a price to seal coat all of this. So you can see there's 2 entrances here at the center, and then there's an exit down by the gravel, which is down the road there, and then around this corner I think there's one more exit out of there. No, there's not actually. So for striping, here's all the quantities for striping. 71 stalls, 250 feet of crosswalk at 24 inch, 4 arrows, 200 feet of crosshatch, and 380As. As far as crack fill goes, it's 350 feet. Seal coat, I'll provide an aerial map so you can see the dimensions. There's this area right here that I'm going to show you to be overlaid. It goes all the way up to the sidewalk and wraps around. There's no curbing in this parking lot. No curbing whatsoever, just asphalt. It's been here for I think it's been like, I don't know how many years he said now, 5 years, 6 years, something like that. But you've got a catch basin down on this end, right behind that SUV, and then you've got a catch basin down here. So the flow line runs right along the edge of these parking stalls here, and then from that red truck it slopes down to this catch basin. So anyways, overlay, there's some sunken areas in here, like over there it's starting to dip a little bit by the tree. You got some areas along here, along this flow line, where it's kind of sunken down, and there's some stains on the asphalt where maybe it has settled a little bit, but it's not a bad parking lot. He thinks that they'll probably go for seal coat and stripe instead of overlay, but he wants to be able to have that price for a 2019 budget. All right, so there's your fitness center for asphalt overlay, and of course a price for seal coating it. So do 3 separate prices: asphalt for this parking lot, seal coat for this parking lot, striping for this parking lot. He wants a price for this gravel area, which you can see he wants to tie into here, wrap it around, kind of follow the gravel path here, go along the tree line there. On this end, it goes down the hill. They'd like to pave it down to the main road, which ends down here on the gravel, right here. And it kind of widens out, comes back up, wraps around. This is overflow parking right now, and he'd like to get a price to pave this, so that way the overflow parking will have it paved out here. We would do all the grading. You can see there's some gravel out here already that they've had. There's probably about 4 or 5 inches of gravel or more out here. And then you got some finer gravel, like pea gravel. It's out here. We would tie into this, so we'd run along the tree line there, tie into this trash enclosure, concrete pad, come off the pad, run down this path, and then tie into this, I think it's like a cart path, smaller path that we did last year, the year before. So we would just bring it around the edge there on a radius and then tie in down here. So he wants a price for that. Call that the gravel lot, or overflow lot, for the asphalt. So if you could do a price on that separately, that would be great. Then he also wants a price for here. Let's call this the cart path. This is also, at the fitness center. But on this cart path, you've got a sprinkler head. that I noticed here, and I don't know if it's running alongside here or if it's going into here, but he didn't even know it was here either. Brian didn't, but figure this cart path as a 12-foot wide path, and then coming down and tying into the asphalt that's down here. So 12-foot wide, and then on an aerial map we can see the distance on that, and I'll help provide that number when I load this all onto Google Drive. Okay, so that is the first parking lot. Let me go show you another parking lot. So leaving the fitness center and taking a left, there's another parking lot down here, and he wants to have same thing. He wants to have a price for paving or overlaying. Kind of comes to a T here, but right at this crosswalk, so starting on this side closest to me, we would start the paving and or seal coating right there. And price for seal coat, price for overlay through this area. Of course, price for striping as well. There's no curbs down here. Flow lines kind of right in the middle. And I'll show you right outside here the boundary. Okay, so where this seam is right here, we would follow this seam. I take that back. Let's go right to here where it curves on the radius. You can see it on a aerial map, but we're gonna go a line straight across to where the tips of these radiuses meet. He wants all that area either overlaid or seal coated, so he wants a price for all three: paving, seal coating, striping. There's a couple little water main line covers there, and you got a catch basin down by the car. Okay, I'll show you the quantities of striping here. We'll call this parking lot a residential parking lot. You'll see off to the right some housing there, and then on the left there's the crosswalk, which heads down to the area I showed you. Okay, so let's call that residential lot. Keep that separated from the fitness center if you could. 30 stalls, 2 ADAs, 60 feet of crosshatch, 100 feet of crack fill, and then the seal coat and overlay. I'll provide the aerial map so we know the boundaries. And then 24-inch crosswalk, painted crosswalk, 50 feet. Let me take you over to the inn. It's the next parking lot. Okay, so I just left the swim and fitness center and got back onto the main road. And over, so there's a fitness center over to the right, and over to the left here is the inn. And we're gonna look at this parking lot that's in here. Okay, so now we're at the inn, and I'm pulling in. Starting out here on the main road, on both sides, is where we would start the seal coat and or the overlay. So you've got a circular drive that goes all the way in and around, which I'll show you. Try to save some time on this video by driving it. It's a couple little divots, couple potholes right here out in the front. Across the road, they must have done a trench or something maybe at one time, but it's sunken in now. Needs to be recompacted, and see, that's just a big dip there. Wraps all the way around here, covering all these parking stalls. And right here at this pole here, I'll do an imaginary line over to that post right there. We're not counting any of that overlay over there, as far as I know. We're gonna do this area here. Same setup, no curbing, just asphalt. So it's pretty wide open. The condition of the parking lot's not that bad. Neither one of them are that bad. You got some crack fill in here, which I'll show you the quantities. The This parking lot runs out. There's two entrances, the one I just came in at, and then this one, which runs out to the road. I'll show you on an aerial map the boundary lines. Okay. Going back towards the inn, got stall striping, ADAs. I'll give you the quantities here in just a second.